option for public bodies to hold remote meetings effective immediately. This legislation simply extends the current option for remote meetings through March 31st, 2025, and does not otherwise affect the ability of the public bodies to conduct their meetings remotely through video and/or audio conferencing under Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021. Just as a point of reference, the committee is back in person for all meetings. This is what we usually refer to as our closeout meeting, which is to close the books from the last fiscal year. This is why this meeting is being held at 7:30, as it customarily has. Today is Tuesday, July 11th, 2023. So I'm going to call this meeting to order, and can we all rise and state the Pledge of Allegiance? Sharon, do you have your flag?
Yep, it's right here.
It's gotten
Okay.
bigger. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag
of
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So before we move to the next section of our agenda, I just want to explain how the order of this meeting is going to be held. I know we have a lot of participants. We've all received a lot of emails from folks, and we welcome you and thank you for attending the meeting. This is attended for the most part by some of you folks for a personnel matter in the district. In accordance to the school committee policy, the topics for discussion are limited to those items within the school committee scope and authority, which does not generally include personnel matters, except to the superintendent directly. Therefore, any concerns regarding personnel matters should be directed to the superintendent and will not be addressed during a public comment section at tonight's meeting. So when I'm saying directed towards the superintendent, that is through email, but not through this meeting. Comments and statements for the public is not a two-way conversation. You certainly have a right, and we want to hear your comments. As long as those comments are respectful, we will listen to those comments. They will be allowed to have an approximate 3-minute duration. This is our closeout meeting. Many of these school committee members, including myself, have work to attend to today. So we usually, under the agenda, allow for a period of time for them. There's a 20-minute time period that has been allowed for them. And we will begin those comments and statements from the public at this time. Any committee members have anything further to say concerning the policy? Okay. All right, Mr. Aubin. We'll start with comments and statements of the public. I will also let people know is that during this period of time, if people send text messages in with questions or whatnot, again, those are not going to be read into the record. We will take the comments in order as they appear. Tom?
I have nothing yet.
We have a lot of participants here.
Yeah, Nancy, nobody's raising their hands, at least that I can see either.
We've got one.
Okay.
We had one.
Yeah, I think that was, I seen that too, Tom, then it went down.
Except
I'm going to give it a couple more minutes and see if any folks would like to make a statement or a comment.
we've got two.
Okay. I'm gonna put my microphone on mute as well for this portion.
The first one is Janice Pacheco.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi, good morning.
good morning.
So my name is Janice Pacheco, and you may not know who I am because I've never been personally introduced to you, but I am Jason Pacheco's wife. Jason Pacheco has been an athletic director for 11 years. He has been dedicated to this community, to these students, parents. And when my husband was very quiet for 2 days upon receiving an email stating that, thank you for your service, but you will, tomorrow, June 30th is your last day. My heart sunk because there is absolutely no reason to why his contract was not renewed. I know you all received an email from my daughter, Morgan Pacheco, who you, Mr. Orman, applauded my daughter at her 8th grade ceremony on how respectful and
Mrs.
mature that she is. Please, I don't want to be interrupted.
Well,
Ms.
Nancy,
Pacheco,
I'm sorry.
Pacheco, first of all, I am the chair of this committee. I'm just explaining. We don't speak, you speak directly through the chair and not to any other persons on the board. You
Okay.
may-
Okay, I apologize.
No problem.
I'm-
You didn't know. That's fine.
Okay, but what happened to my husband, it did not need to happen. He works countless hours in the school, in the town, taking away from our family time. He takes calls at home. He is kind, he is caring, he's loyal, he's respectful. And for some reason, his contract was not renewed. And I don't know, this is not the values that Westport Community Schools is all about. I am from Fall River. I lived in Fall River my whole life. We had children and my husband wanted to raise our children in Westport and attend Westport Community Schools. But for whatever reason, his contract was not renewed. I don't understand. What did he ever do to anyone? He has done nothing. He has had many accommodations from other schools, the MIA. He's certified as an MIA. He's certified as an athletic director. He's a nominee for emergent leaders. Like, why would anyone want to get rid of Mr. Pacheco as the athletic director? He has no secretary. He has no assistant. My husband does it all by himself. Audits without any errors. I'm not just speaking out as his wife. I'm speaking for all the students of Westport Community School, the staff, the parents. What has happened is a disgrace. And in my personal opinion, because my husband doesn't say much to me about this, he stays very quiet. He is not liked because he is a male who is a respectful, who knows what he's doing. And some people just don't like that he is well liked in the community as a male version. I don't know what else to say other than that I am heartbroken. I am disturbed. I am angry because school committee, this goes to you. You are the superintendent's boss. He does not like my husband. He does not like my husband.
Point of order, Nancy, as a school
I'm
member, we
done.
have to be, we can't allow any begrudging of anybody here. And
I am done. I apologize. You all have a great day because I do have to go to work, but I needed to state my piece. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Thank you. Yes, Melissa?
yeah, Nancy, I just want to be careful that we don't cross the line with personnel, in that regardless of what any community member is saying, and I do want to hear community members, concerns, or if they want to voice their, they have a voice. I want to hear it, but we have to be just aware that this is personnel, right? So personnel is not public. It needs to be, that's why those emails are important, that it goes directly to the superintendent and not in a public setting, because this is an individual that we're talking about. And I just want to everybody to be aware that this is personnel, and that just the things that are said can sometimes be taken other ways. So just be aware that this is an individual that we're referring to, and I'm not super comfortable with discussing it in a public forum.
Well, I have checked with the legal Melissa on this issue, and I am prepared to terminate a statement or comment if in fact it becomes divisive or attacking in nature. I won't allow that. And so I interrupted and say directed to the chair. But it's a fine line, and I'm trying to give people some leeway, but I will. And if at any time that you feel that I'm not doing that, then certainly as vice chair, please interject as you have. That was appreciated. Is there any more, Mr. Obman?
There is. We have Nick Dufresne.
Sure. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, school committee members, for allowing us to speak this morning. I would just reiterate what Ms. Pacheco said previously. I've known Jay pretty much my whole life, grew up in Westport with him. All I know about him is that he puts his heart and soul into our community 24/7, after hours, weekends. We coach baseball together. He'll be on the baseball field and on a school committee meeting at the same time. I mean, you can't ask for anybody else to do a better job than he's done for the past 11, 15 years, whatever it is. I'd also say that, you just made the comment that we need to go through the superintendent for these issues. Well, we've tried that, and the email back was, I don't discuss personnel issues. So in my mind, I mean, that pretty much sounds like he's the end all be all. No one can question him. Whatever he says goes, kind of like a dictatorship. That's why I think the school committee needs to step in.
Mr. Dufresne, there's that line of an attack, and I understand.
apologize for that.
No, I appreciate what you're saying, and I understand people's frustration. But if you can just leave your comments to who you want to speak to and the accomplishments of that individual, that's really what we're here to hear about. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. The process in which we were told to go through doesn't seem to be working,
Well,
so that's why we're at this point. That's all.
That's the process that we have. So
Well, I do think that you as the board too have some say in that. But anyways, in a time where staffing is difficult, I don't understand why you'd let one of the best ones go and start looking for someone else who we have no idea what they'll bring to the table and to the community. And that's all. I just want to say I stand for Jay, and I think he should get his job back.
thank you, Nick.
Next, we have Jennifer McMahon.
Hi, good morning. Can you guys hear me?
Good morning.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Thank you for allowing us time to speak today, Chairwoman and the rest of the committee and Mr. Aubin. Many of you know me just from working in the community with the schools, and obviously I'm also a parent. So, I wanted to just come today and speak a little bit as a parent in how I've interacted with Jay. I do understand that there is from a legal perspective, from how things work, I do understand that there is no obligation to have any kind of cause, quite frankly, when you dismiss someone in Massachusetts. So legally, I understand those pieces of it. I think that what a lot of people are feeling is that there's more of a community cause, right? Being such a close-knit community. And I think that's some of the frustration that you're feeling or hearing from them. I do echo the things that have been said so far in terms of my interactions with Jay, that he has really been the heart and soul, part of the heart and soul of the community at the middle high school and the athletic department. And I didn't grow up with Jay, so I haven't known him since for as many years as some of the other folks who've talked. I will tell you just briefly about my experiences with him in terms of, giving a lot of his extra time, always being there for the school community, for any of the things that we needed from a PTO perspective, always willing to be one of the people who volunteers and helps us achieve goals and do things for the children. Really always seen that as a big focus for him. Personally, I've seen that level of dedication and interaction with my son when he tried out for the basketball team the first time and didn't make it, and just needed to grow a little, right? Just needed to develop a little bit. And I'm not one of those parents who calls people up and starts complaining, as there are those. And Jay was the person who actually reached out to me and said, your son he's gonna have a bright future here. And it's heartbreaking, to see that he was so excited to be a part of the team. And he made him an offer. He made him an offer to be their team manager so that he could do what he was excited to do, which is just play. And it wasn't something that he normally offered to younger kids, but he saw something in my son because of the level of commitment, because of the time that he spends getting to know them, and that piece of it. And, he offered him that opportunity that allowed him to stay ingrained with the team, and, really understand the coach, be a part of the team, learn the plays, and I really truly feel so much better in a mental position by the following year, when he did try out again and he did make the team. But I really truly think that Jay's offering of that hand helped tremendously. And I know that's just one example, and other folks might have others, and somebody may not have gone through that. I think the biggest thing as I've kind of gone through understanding that this is happening is that it was shocked when I kind of found out, because I've never heard anything bad about Jay. Even since, I haven't heard anyone say, hey, this is a great idea. It's going to be good for Westport, that type of a thing. And maybe I'm just not talking to the right people. But I feel like my questions, which I won't ask here because I know they'll just be rhetorical, just come down.
If you could.
Sorry.
Could you
I'll wrap
close
it up. Yes. Yep, absolutely. It's
Please.
just, I think there's a lot of questions on with so much community support, why did that happen? And we may never get those answers, but I would support any type of reinstatement. And I just, again, echo what Ms. Dufresne said, which is, in a time where we're looking to bring people into Westport and we want to foster that community and we want kids to stay and we want to be able to show them that there's this tight-knit community here, isn't this the characteristics that he has, isn't that the type of person that we want? So again, I understand that decisions are made, and this might not change anything, but I do think that it was important to stand up and support him. So thank you for the time, and thank you for everything that all of you do, because I do understand that every one of you, including Mr. Aubin, are doing other things as well, and have a lot on your plates, and have done a lot of great things for our school system. So appreciate all of that and appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Tom,
Yep, we have a Susan, I don't have a last name on this one.
we would need to have a full name.
Well, I've just unmuted her so she could possibly give her last name.
Boudria.
Okay. Good morning, Sue.
It's actually Scott Boudria. I'm using my wife's computer. I apologize for that.
That's fine. Good morning.
Good morning. For those of you of you who do not know me, my name's Scott Boudria. I'm the current basketball coach at Westport High School. I've been there for 20 years as a coach. And I'd just like to talk a little bit about Jay, if I may. I've seen 4 different athletic directors at Westport, and they have all been very good. Jay has gone above and beyond what I would call the role as an athletic director. He is kind to children, which in my eyes is the most important thing you can do as an athletic director. He's kind to me as a coach. He's very supportive to me. And during the basketball season, which is an incredibly long grind that very few people know about, he understands the ups and downs. He's a friend. He's a boss, and he lets you know when you do things wrong. But he is a friend who is very, very supportive. I'm highly invested in Westport and its school systems. I've brought my most cherished things to Westport, which are my children. And there are definitely different options that we weighed as parents and even as a coach, because as a coach, I've been offered several positions in several other schools. I've turned them all down. And one of the big reasons for that is Jay Pacheco. And I just wanted you all to know that he is an athletic director who has an impeccable reputation with most schools. There are exceptions, just like there are exceptions to everything else. But he is well respected, and he is an incredibly kind person. And I just thought that that should be said about Jay Pacheco.
Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
Tom?
Next is Phil Silva. Sylvia, I apologize. Phil Sylvia.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Come on.
I sent many of you an email over the last, I think it was last night. So I wanted to just recap it for the broader group here. I am not a lifelong Westport resident, but I am proud of where my wife and I are raising our family. I've been a member of this community for nearly a decade. We choose this community because we value its rich history, the impact of past generations, current town leaders, and the future opportunities for this town and our children. As current leaders of the school committee, we look to you to help direct that future and to develop our future leaders. The news that the contract for athletic director Jay Pacheco was not renewed has left me in a bewildered state. There are many good educators, staff, and other officials that our children have the opportunity to learn from here in Westport. And I'm sure all of us recall a few individuals through our own sports or educational experiences that left a life molding impact on our lives. For me, many of those people were tied to youth baseball in Fall River, where I grew up as a child. Eventually, the same is true for Jay. We played on the same fields at times together. Jay is far more than just good. I have the opportunity to serve on the board of the Westport Babe Ruth League alongside Jay and many other dedicated volunteers to this town, which allows me to see the impact he has on the youth of our town daily. He leaves an indelible mark on these young players, a mark of positivity, one of commitment, all through the lens of sports. His efforts not only continue to drive strong results on the field, gym, the courts, etc., for Westport athletics, but are helping establish strong life skills for these student athletes. Not just hard work, but dedication, focus, and respect, setting the right tone, going beyond what is asked, not because he has to, but because he wants to, for the kids. Jay is the kind of person that our children will remember long into their adult lives as having such a positive impact on their life trajectory. And that, in turn, will impact how they positively interact and develop the future children in their lives. But, and I say but, they do not need to be thinking of him in the past tense now. That needs to be a conversation that they have well down the road. The town of Westport should do everything it can to ensure that Mr. Pacheco is offered an attractive contract extension. The children of this town deserve it. Jay deserves it, and it will pay itself forward for generations. I humbly ask that the situation be rectified and Mr. Pacheco's contract be extended. And again, I thank you all for your time and attention to this matter.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next we have Sheila Audette.
Sheila, you're on.
Hi,
Hi, good morning.
hi, good morning. My name is Sheila Radette. I'm right now, I'm very emotional from listening to all this, but I just want to say, Jay Pacheco is my nephew, and I don't understand what is going on, but down the road, I would like to have a better understanding about his job position being denied. Why is he being let go?
Mrs. Audette, I want to interrupt you. We're here to listen about,
Years that he served to the athletic department. And yes,
if you just could keep your comments to.
hello. Hi.
If you could just keep your comments to talk about Jay and his accomplishments and what you think he's brought to the position, the committee would appreciate that.
Thank you. I'm very sorry. I
No,
apologize.
it's okay. I understand it's a difficult time for you, and I just wanted to let you know.
Okay, thank you. He has made a huge difference in the sports athletic department area. He has worked with these children. He has done everything that he should be doing. The children love him. The parents love him. I'm not going to go into any extent on this. I'm just going to say that please review and make a decision for him to get his job back. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Audette.
Thank you. We
Tom?
have, Cheryl Abrams next.
Cheryl, you're muted. Good
Hi,
morning.
can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Good morning.
All right, perfect. Good morning. I just wanted to call in today and let the school committee members know that when we found out news about Mr. Pacheco's contract not being renewed, we have 3 children in the district, 2 of them at the middle high school. And although all the kids know him, especially my 2 older ones, were quite distraught. They, like a lot of people in this community, were completely shocked. There, to my knowledge, had never been any rumblings of any problems, and we've had our kids playing sports and been involved with, Mr. Pacheco over the years. So especially our 2 older children, where they said, I can't believe this. Mr. Pacheco's always been so nice. All the students love him. He's so well liked at school. So I just wanted to call in support of the many great things that I've seen him do, the positive influence that I've seen him be for our children. I'm always one of the first to sometimes speak up if there is a problem, and we have never had anything but wonderful things to say about Mr. Pacheco. I'm not sure whether the school committee could address what will be done with this position now not being filled, and how quickly they anticipate having somebody hired if in fact Mr. Pacheco is not reinstated to this position, which I think a large number of people in our community would like to see. So I was wondering if perhaps just as a community, we might know what to anticipate and how this will impact fall sports and other athletic programs going forward. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to say our piece today.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you.
We're moving into an area past the allotted time on the agenda. Committee members, if you wish me to proceed with the agenda, I would then respectfully suggest that those that are waiting forward the committee the emails. Again, a lot of you got messages back from me as the chair. I'm responsible to respond. Letting you know what the school committee powers are, which is the budget and the oversight of the superintendent. and you can submit your comments or further emails to the committee. We all do read them, I can assure you that. Committee members, are you in favor of moving forward on the agenda? Only because it's very time sensitive today, especially for me, and I know Melissa Pacheco as well. Do you wish to move forward on the agenda?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
We're gonna have to, I don't need a roll on that. I was just inquiring as to whether you wish me to move forward. So that's what we're going to do. Thank you for many of you attending and providing a very broad overview of the particular individual and the position and what it means to you and what you believe it means to the system as well. Moving on to the action agenda, the fiscal 2023 year-end transfer encumbrance and the superintendent's recommendations.
Yeah, I recommend the school committee vote to approve $1,901,632.25 for a total encumbrance for the 23 school year. And I believe that Mrs. Raposa has provided you with the documents to show where those encumbrances are.
We have received, all committee members have received these documents and have reviewed them. Having had that opportunity, and Evan, you are on mute, so you'll have to unmute for a roll call vote, as well as Gloria at this time. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Is there any discussion? Having none, that motion, we have to do a roll call.
I, Melissa Pacheco.
I, Gloria Cabral.
Hi, Evan Gendro.
Hi, Tony Viveras.
I, Nancy Stanton Cross, that motion carries unanimously. The next is to approve fiscal year 2023 line item transfers.
We have 6 of them, so we are asking to transfer $101,062.27 from various line items in our sped salaries to various line items in regular education salaries. Madam Chair, does this have to be approved individually or as a?
I'm going to ask you to do all 6 together.
Okay.
Thank you.
Transfer $82,447.22 from various line items in the sped salaries to various line items in the sped expenses. Asking transfer of $129,988.67 from various line items in the regular education expenses to various line items in the sped expenses. We're asking for a transfer of $29,897.91 from various line items in the sped salaries to various line items in the sped transportation expenses. We're asking for a transfer of $5,290 from various line items in the transportation regular ed salaries to various line items in sped transportation expenses. And then we're asking for a transfer of $44,065.24 from various line items in the regular education transportation expenses to various line items in the sped transportation expenses. Total of the transfers would be $472,751.31, or 2.3% of the total fiscal year 23 budget.
Do I have a motion to approve the total expenditures for fiscal, the line item transfers?
I make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? All in favor?
I, Melissa Pacheco.
Hi, Gloria Cabral.
Hi, Evan Gendro.
Hi, Tony Viveras.
I, Nancy Stanton Cross, that motion carries unanimously. The next action, Mr. Orban.
Recommending that the school committee take the following actions to close out the fiscal year 23 budget. Approve $20,335,284.94 as a total expenditure for the fiscal year 23. And to declare $84.06 as surplus regular education expenses unfunded funds from the fiscal year 23 town meeting appropriation to be returned to the town of Westport General Fund.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
I just want to say that I want to congratulate Ed our admin and our staff and in expending the budget to $84. I think that that just shows the time that and energy that goes into ensuring that, you know, we spend everything that we possibly can for our students. It's not easy to do something like that with such a large budget. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
And for those of you that might not understand, when we're returning and they're talking about encumbered funds, is basically when the district puts in a order for something to be encumbered in the prior year, and the amount actually paid is less than what we encumbered in that year. So that's what we're speaking of in returning. But yes, Melissa, thank you. You're very much spot on. Mr. Orban?
Sure, I'm recommending the school committee take a vote.
Do we have to vote? Because that was discussion. Now it's,
Yeah, you need a roll call vote.
so I, Melissa Pacheco.
Hi, Gloria Cabral.
I, Evan Gendro.
I, Tony Viveras.
I, Nancy Stanton Cross, that carries unanimously. Thank you, Melissa.
No, that was my fault. I missed your mojo, so.
That's fine. Mr. Orban, next, please.
Sure, I'm recommending the school committee take a vote to return the surplus from the following account to the town of Westport General Fund. Prior year encumbrance is $2,781.51.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote. Melissa?
I'm Melissa Pacheco.
Hi, Gloria Cabral.
I, Evan Gendro.
I, Tony Viveras.
I, Nancy Stanton Cross, that motion carries unanimously.
And if I may, Madam Chair, just again, want to shout out to Melissa Souza and Michelle Raposa for the unbelievable work they did on this budget. This has been a beast, and they did a great job.
And
I know.
I just want to say thank you as well. It's teamwork. Michelle, as well as all Sheila and Lucy, who retired as well. So thank you for recognizing that.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
for putting up with me throughout the year. So I know it's a big job, but you always have the answers to my questions. So thank you. Mr. Orban?
Sure, that's it as far as the budget transfers.
Okay, the next part of the agenda is the approval of the Westport Community Schools ASME Local 266-7 Memorandum of Agreement effective July 1 of 2023 through and including August 31st, 2026. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? I just want to thank members, Melissa Pacheco and Tony Viveras, for doing such a wonderful job in negotiating this agreement with our ASME workers. They worked tirelessly, and in an unfunded district, you did the best that you can to provide them compensation that, you know, is deserving to them. And we were able to work through that with the budget. So I wanted to make mention that you worked very hard at that, and we do appreciate your work on behalf of the committee. Do we have a motion? We have a motion that was seconded. This discussion is concluded.
Well, no, I have a discussion. I just wanted to say, it was great to work with the AFSCME team. We recognize the hard work that our AFSCME workers do, and then those on the negotiating team were a pleasure to work with too. And it's always a pleasure to work with Tony too. So I want to throw that out.
Thank you, Melissa. Yeah, things went very smoothly. Thank you.
All right, can we have a roll call vote?
You did that. You did a roll call vote, Nancy?
No,
Yeah.
not for the AFSCME.
Not for AFSCME, I didn't. We did the discussion.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So
Sorry.
I'm Melissa Pacheco.
Hi, Gloria Cabral.
I, Evan Gendro.
I, Tony Viveras.
I, Nancy Stanton Cross, that passes unanimously.
Can I
Nancy.
say something quickly?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. So I just wanted to commend Kristen McDaniels as well. I mean,
Yeah.
Kristen has been with our district for how many years now? 6 years. She has had the pleasure of participating in all of our negotiations and does a great job getting ahead of things and working with our attorneys and working with all of you. And also again, for Melissa Souza. Melissa's been here for 28 years, and probably this year was probably one of the worst years for handling a budget with the amount of transfers and everything else. So we have a great group of administrators and staff in this district that really work hard for our students, for our staff, for our community. So I just wanted to recognize both of them and everyone else. I mean, we're lucky to have Mr. Orban, and we're lucky to have all of you with us to support and try to all work for the same goal, you know, as our students and where they're going as adults in the future.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Michelle.
There's a lot of work involved that goes through this.
Nancy, I had a question. I'm sorry. Did we approve the returning of the 2022 unexpended encumbrances? Number 6 and number 7?
I thought we did.
Oh, those were removed. Those were removed from the agenda. You have the old agenda.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. Yeah, because
Okay.
in the grant awards one too, that was removed. Number 6 and 7.
Right, 6 and 7 were removed, so the agenda you have, Sharon, is probably the first one that went out.
Okay,
We
all right.
removed those 2 items.
All
and
right.
then we
I
did
just
no-
want to make sure we didn't skip anything. Okay,
Okay.
sorry.
Nope,
And
that's okay.
thank you, Sharon, for making sure that we're on the ball. I really, we as a committee do appreciate you keeping us in line. But today we had something on you. That doesn't usually happen. The next, I don't know why this is on an action agenda, the Westport Community Schools bill warrant from 6/30/23 of 549,941.
Yeah, I'm not.
We
Yeah.
can't hear you, Nancy. You're breaking up.
Okay, I'm gonna, when that happens at my house with the spotty Wi-Fi, I take myself off video, since I've been trained to do that by Gloria Pacheco. So I'm gonna do that. Is this better now?
We can hear you.
Okay,
Yes.
so we have the bill warrant. I didn't think that was an action agenda, is it? Or am I losing my mind?
I think what happened was this morning, because there were a few items on there, we decided to put it on this one instead of waiting for the next night meeting. That way it would already have been done.
Yeah, but we don't have to approve the bill warrant, do we?
No,
No, it's just, it's not
Yeah,
informational.
I think
It's
so.
signed.
I thought it was, I didn't, that's why I just wanted to make sure, because I'm like, we don't usually do
Yeah,
that.
it's already
Yeah.
been signed.
Okay. Review and act on the minutes for Thursday, June 15th, 2023, and Tuesday, June 20th, 2023 work session. Do I have a motion on that?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Having none, all in favor, Melissa Pacheco, could to begin the roll?
I, Melissa Pacheco.
Gloria, you're on mute.
Hi, Gloria Cabral.
I, Evan Gendro.
I, Tony Viveras.
I, Nancy Stanton Cross, that motion passes unanimously. Review and to approve the appointment of Lori Mello to the school committee secretary in addition to executive secretary to the superintendent effective July 1st, 2023. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Do I have any discussion? Other than to thank, again, I know that we all have, but Karen Augusto, who retired, happily retired, I might add, from this position. She was very dedicated to the district and helped out the committee on numerous occasions, keeping us online on how we have to post meetings and the actions that we need to take. And we're looking forward to work with Lori, moving forward in this capacity. Any other discussion on this matter? Having none, I'll take a roll. Melissa?
I, Melissa Pacheco.
Hi, Gloria Cabral.
I, Evan Gendro.
I, Tony Viveras.
I, Nancy Stanton Cross. That concludes our action agenda. On the informational agenda, we have the superintendent's report. Mr. Orban?
Yeah, very quickly, we'll be meeting with Mr. Monis and Mrs. Raposa in regards to the start of the west parking lot repair, which we're hoping to get started in the next couple of weeks. So we'll keep you abreast of what's going on. Obviously, when that repair starts, access to the campus will be limited, but we'll keep you informed of what's going on. In light of the time here, I'm going to pass at this point.
Was that the capital improvement monies that?
Yeah, it was the CIPC money that was allocated last year for this project.
But, you know, we want to thank the town for the allocation under that for capital improvements. I think Melissa, who was on that board? Was it Gloria or Melissa? Who did that?
Myself.
You did. Thank you, Melissa, because that was a huge project. It was a liability going forward for the district, and it was essential for us to get that done. And I know we've tried for several years, but you get the gold star for pushing it over the line. So thank you very much, and thank you to the town for funding that project.
Thank you.
Mr. Orban's report is done. The Mask Joint Conference 2023 Early Bird Special Attendance Discussion. Early bird discount expires on 7/15/23. If there are any members that intend on attending the Mask seminar, kindly notify Lori, and the arrangements will be made. Acknowledgement of the WEF 2012 $1,250 grant for student journalism support of Westport High School. Again, this is a grant that we're acknowledging by the Westport Education Foundation that we can't thank enough and over again for the support that they provide to the school and our students. And we have brought back the paper, the students have through their own initiative, and it's really been great to see. So we do appreciate that grant. Any routine matters, correspondence and notes? I don't have any. And topics the chair could not, and the topics the chair could not reasonably anticipate 48 hours in advance of this meeting. I don't have any. Is there any other things that committee members have that were brought up in the last 2 days?
Yeah.
Having none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Having discussion, having none, Melissa,
I'm Melissa Pacheco.
I, Gloria Cabral.
I, Evan Gendro.
Aye, Tony Veras.
I, Nancy Stanton Cross. I now call that this meeting has been concluded at 8:19 on July 11th. Thank you all for attending, and we will see you at our next in-session meeting, which I believe is in August. I do want to make comment that there is a public forum tonight at the school from 7 to 9 concerning the Prop 2.5. There'll be various speakers, and the audience will have the ability to ask questions. My understanding that the questions will be submitted in writing or can be done from the floor, and there'll be select board members there. Myself and Mr. Orban will be there, and any other community members. Committee members certainly are invited to attend. And then just Mr. Orban, tonight from 6 to 7, if you could just briefly, these are announcements, so that's why I adjourned the meeting. This is can you explain that? There's the from 6 to 7, I can't always get that word.
Yep, yeah, we're going to be presenting to anyone in the community our neo-technical education that we're looking to initiate here at Westport. As you know, we are trying desperately with the limitations of our budget and space to allow our students to get access to this very valuable education. And through a $410,000 grant that came from both Senator Rodrick and Representative Schmid, we purchased these space computers, which allow our students to actually get trained technically. And if everything works out the way I'm hoping it works out, they'll also be able to get credentialing that they'll be able to use towards apprenticeships or career. So that'll be from 6 to 7 in the library today.
In the library at the school, and then the auditorium will be the public forum after that. I intend to attend that as well with Mr. Orban. So with that, everyone, have a good day. Get back to work. It's going to be a busy day for you people in the business office. Take care.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
See you.